Welcome to Marsha's Plate, a Black trans-inclusive feminist podcast. A place where we know that not everybody is invited to the cookout. And we also know that every single day is a brand new day, and we have the power to make a difference today. So let's do this.
It's a new day, brand new day, make it better than yesterday. You can always find a way to turn it all around again. It's a new day, brand new day, make it better than yesterday. You can always find a way to start over again. Tuesday, when the sun rises, you can start over again. A new day, you can make it better than yesterday. It's a new day, it's a new day, new day. There's a way you can turn it around. Trust me, there's a way out. There's more time. Just don't give up. When the sun rises on a new day, you got another chance. Yeah, 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 yeah. A new day, you got another chance.
If you want to join the conversation, you can hashtag Marsha's Plate. You can follow us on most social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all of that. Just search for Marsha's Plate, MARSHASPLATE. Y'all ready? Let's get started. Hey, what's up? What's going on?
Honey, you tell me what's going on. Honey, I'm over here thinking about some chicken wings, but what's going on with you?
Now you got me thinking about some chicken wings. I would love some chicken wings, especially now we coming off the Juneteenth week, and I'm feeling love. I'm feeling happy. How was your Juneteenth?
My Juneteenth was cute. I went outside. It has been beautiful here. The weather here has been gorgeous. The weather here in Maryland, well, in Baltimore specifically, has been gorgeous because the Eastern Shore gets a lot more rain because it's on the border. But yeah, so I've been going outside. Sometimes I just go and sit out on the porch. Honey, it's been beautiful. But no, I'm thinking about some chicken wings because I had some for Juneteenth, and I have been eating chicken wings since. But everybody have been talking shit about my chicken wing preference because I like Wingstop, and everybody said that Wingstop is nasty. How was your Juneteenth?
My Juneteenth was good. I went to this place called Lucille's, which is like a soul food kind of fancy restaurant here in Houston. Went to Lucille's, had some yard bird and some grains and things like that, and got my life a little bit. And then I actually had a good time yesterday too because it was my longtime friend Ty's birthday, and we went to this like I don't know what to call it, but it's like a basically they have turned this warehouse into like a I don't know what to call it. So basically when you come in, you buy tickets, you come in, and there's like this storyline that they're telling you, and it's about this radio station that the team at the radio station got sucked in by aliens, and they took them to another dimension. So when you come in, it looks like a radio station, and then you got it's all interactive, so you got to touch stuff and to get the story, like you got to listen to these things, and it's kind of giving you hints about what went on, and as you go through this kind of, it's not a maze, but it kind of feels like that. You're going through different sectors and through different portals, and when you come into this room, and it is give you a little bit more of the story, and then by the end you're in this section and the aliens come out and they're dancing, and there's a person, one of the aliens is like a DJ, and he plays some music, and they come out and they take off their mask, and they got these alien little things, and they dancing and doing all kind of stuff, and then this big old alien come out, and it was so fucking fun and interesting, and it just was cool, just something cool
Was
to
it
do.
food?
Yeah,
Was it food involved?
There's a restaurant inside the, I'm gonna call it an exhibit, where it's called the Cowboy Heaven, and it's where all the aliens hang out and eat. So when you come in, it's aliens walking around, and you and the other patrons of the event, and you can buy food, buy drinks, da 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 da. This is right before the performance, and it just was so cool. And so we went there for her birthday. It was just us two, and it just was, it's colorful. Like each room you go in, it's been decorated, and the architecture, then like it looks like an art exhibit turned into an interactive art exhibit where you can touch stuff, and like you'll come through this door and it'll be like a something. Like it'll be you wouldn't even think this door is
That's what it
something. It's cool.
That's what it sounded like. It sounded like an adventure, honey. It's giving me like escape room, honey. It's giving me
Yes.
dinner theater, honey. It's giving me art installation.
Yes.
It's performance art.
Yes.
Yeah, it sounds like it's a lot going on. That's definitely something I would be interested in. I'm curious if that's the wave, if that's the direction that like dinner theater is going in, or if that's the direction of
Mhm.
like of if that's the direction that like theater in general is going in, if they plan on making theater more interactive, if it'll catch on, if it becomes popular in its own lane.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. I'm curious to see how that'll evolve because, honey, the children, Gen Z got cheated when it came to clubbing. Honey, baby, honey, the ends of the club era were with the millennials, and I think we still trying to hold on to it with our 35 and up parties and clubs and situations and stuff. But
R&B kickbacks.
the kids know the stories that we talking about because the kids be at the Gen Z be at those functions with us, and you know we the cool unks and aunties and things. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I remember speaking of club, I just remember it being more I was talking about this on my live on Friday, where I'm basically talking about how the third spaces just don't exist anymore, and how I I used to meet people in these spaces, and not just queer people, but everybody in these spaces, that it just made for organic engagement, and you can really meet some good friends and have a good, like, random spontaneous time. At the club, they don't have the fucking, at the clubs, at the rink, at a park. We had this thing in Indianapolis called Soul Fest, where you just go to this one park and they got food trucks, and they'll have like
We had it. We
so
had it here this weekend. We call it AFRAM.
uh
We had it here this weekend actually. I told you I've been outside, honey. I've been outside. It's been beautiful here, honey. It's been beautiful. Yeah.
What is the premise of Sappho? So ours was called Soul Fest. What's the premise of y'all's? Do they have like a theme or something?
AFRAM. Every year the theme is consistent. It's based on African American culture and what has shaped the culture over the past year. But of course, there's still foundations. There's still foundations of Native African culture. You're going to have your hip hop and R&B. It's going whatever artists, whatever little black artists, rappers, and singers that have come out that past year that's local. They're going to be there. Whoever is a big deal, they're going to try and get those who's been popping over the last year. But yeah, it's a whole bunch of honestly, it's always been a hub for black owned small business.
Yeah.
And this was even before it was a big thing now for as long as I've been alive, and from my understanding, it's been going on since the 70s here. It was a big thing. It's where you came for black owned businesses, things, everything from bootleg CDs and movies to real vintage vinyl to homemade clothes to things imported from Africa. Like it's yeah, yeah. It's a vibe. It's a vibe. But
Like an
the main
outside flea market kind of.
very outside flea market, very that. I was honestly thinking that, but just add music, just add live performers. Kind of like Pride for Niggas, honey. And yeah, but it's a lot more selling shit. It's a lot more vending, and the food is bananas. Like for us, that is the main time you get soul food because here in Baltimore specifically, we don't have any big soul food establishments. That's actually one of the reasons we like going down south, where to Texas, even to Texas, Atlanta. Florida, like we like going down there because y'all have actual real soul food that a motherfucker didn't have to cook themselves. You know what I mean? Yeah, y'all got establishments where you can just pop up and get some greens. You know what I mean? Versus here,
Or
that you gonna have
chitlins.
here you gonna have to stew them motherfuckers yourself. Yeah, yeah. But I'm glad you enjoyed your Juneteenth. I know for me, Father's Day is bittersweet for me. It's always been a bittersweet holiday for me. But my family celebrates because we do have single dads in my family, and that's the sweet part of it. I get to celebrate them. And we also have, just great dads in my family in general on my mom's side. But my experience with my own father isn't that great at all. So that's why it's always been bittersweet for me. But I'm curious, do you celebrate Father's Day? Did you celebrate Father's Day?
I do not. I don't have any children, so I don't have no baby daddy to celebrate, and or me having kids at all, however they gonna take it. I don't, and I've never really had my dad and my biological dad. Now I had like my mom's boyfriends and stuff like that that I liked, but our relationship hasn't been close in since way after they broke up. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really have
Yeah.
like I wasn't abandoned, so I didn't need to go and find like a father figure type of person. Um, I don't really have close. I have father figures that I needed over time that I grew, but I don't know. It just does. I just don't really celebrate it. It hasn't really been something that has been important to me enough to make a thing. I do, my brothers. I try to, you know, tell them, Happy Father's Day, send them a text or something. But as far as celebrating it, no, it's just another day for me. It's like Fourth of July.
Well, honey, yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I feel the exact same way, and it's funny that you make the comparison to Fourth of July. I actually have more nostalgia toward Fourth of July than Father's Day,
Oh wow.
which I don't know how to feel about that in the moment. But I think it's funny. The first thing that I woke up to today was them alleging that Beyonce's Father's Day post for Jay-Z is in response to Nicki Minaj rumors of his locks being a lace front. So I have the question for you. Do you think that Jay-Z's locks are a lace front, or did you believe that they were before the Father's Day post Beyonce sent out?
Oh, I always thought that they were real. I can tell real hair. I mean, I knew, I felt like his inspiration was Basquiat. I felt like, you know what I'm saying? It just looked, yeah, I never thought it was lace front. I felt like that was just silly.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I agree. I agree, but I actually know people who believe it. And of course, when I saw the post, my nosy ass going to look at the comments, and there were people reacting like they really do, or maybe even still believe that his hair was a lace front. That is like,
That's so, it's so just strange how people fixate on certain things like that. I'm like, what? I wouldn't even care.
I wouldn't even have thought to even make that up about him. Like, you know how when you jonesing on somebody or you playing
Yeah.
with cousins with somebody, I would have never thought to be like with your lace front ass locks, nigga. You know what I mean? Like I would have never thought that. And it's like, and that's the bittersweetness of Nicki Minaj, I guess you could say, because she is a creative menace. She's creative, but she's a menace at the same time.
Yeah.
Because she started that narrative and people actually believe it and people actually think that that's what inspired the post. I think that it's a little nod to that. I think that there's a nod to Nikki's going off for her rant or whatever about Jay-Z, but I don't think that the video in its entirety was made and posted for Nicki Minaj.
No, I feel
And
like Beyonce, like, yo, let me make this into a Father's Day moment for my sacred. This is good
and
marketing.
sell this product.
Right. This is good marketing. I done invested
Honey,
in this whole
let me
thing.
get some million. You want to be a 40-year-old keyboard bully, but let me go ahead and make some millions off of you being stupid. Honey, how are you MAGA and you can't even vote in America?
Crazy. Anyway, let us know, what do y'all do for Juneteenth? Let us know what has what is special in your city that is black as fuck. Because I'm gonna actually ask this a question in my topic too that's surrounding this. But since we talked about our particular cities talking doing special black ass things, what are some of the things in your city that made you feel black as hell that you loved either growing up or right now in your city as you in your middle age years or whatever? Let us know. Hashtag Marsha's Plate.
Honey, y'all already know hashtag MARSHASPLATE.
Oh my God, I want to thank all of our new patrons this week. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yay, 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 yay. So not only are you helping to sustain this particular podcast, I also donate to other podcasts. I donate to other organizations. I have my finger on the pulse of the community, and I know a lot of grassroots organizations that are doing great work out here. So you're not only helping to sustain us, you're helping to sustain other people in a community, because I put my money where my mouth is. That's just the kind of bitch I am. Community as fuck. So thank you. I really, really appreciate you. And if you have not become a patron, why have you not? You can donate as low as $1 a month. It doesn't matter. Anything helps. Please. Do I have to play Sarah McLachlan and show you puppies? Like, what do I have to do? Do I have to resort to what the white people do to get you to give them money?
Anyway, the link is in the bottom. Back to the show. As a Texan, I know Juneteenth has a special place when it comes to Texas. And so there is a whole culture around Juneteenth here for Black Texans. And as I was going through, I was going through social media and some people was like, this ain't for y'all. I know it's a national holiday, but this ain't for y'all. This ain't for you Africans. This ain't for you. This is for Black Americans. People was going off. I seen so many rants about people complaining that other people jumping in. This ain't just no black shit. This ain't no diaspora shit. This is Black American shit. And it just was such a kiki. So I was thinking like,
Yeah.
in my brain, there's so many things that I grew up doing that felt black as fuck, authentically Black American. And so I wanted to ask y'all, what is something that y'all grew up that made you not just an event, but something that made you proud to be Black? What is a moment in time? Not necessarily a real annual event like we was talking about earlier, but anything. What was the moment that you was like, man, I feel so Black and proud in your life? I know for me, one of those moments was, of course, when Obama won in 2008. Um, but there have been other moments, and I want to know what were some of yours as you grew up. What was like, oh my God, I'm so proud to be Black.
The question that arose when you were given that soliloquy, girl, is should non-black motherfuckers be celebrating Juneteenth? What do you think? I'm curious about that. Because, and to be honest with you, I've been thinking about that. Because of course, with me having a non-black boyfriend, um, yeah, like Juneteenth yesterday, he told me happy Juneteenth. And it was a part of me in the back of my head that was like, well, technically, this is a holiday that you could celebrate as well, too. You don't have to be black to celebrate the freedom of black people, is what I was thinking, or whatever. But I didn't necessarily say that. Because I'm still because of course my inherent blackness and my inherent marginalization and everything that I've experienced because of that, all the negativity I've experienced because of being black, and even now people trying to fight the validity of Juneteenth being a holiday. It's like I'm not surprised that my people feel that way, and it's a part of me that wants to keep it to myself, but then in even saying that out loud, I'm thinking there's a part of us that will have it more than anybody else who wants to celebrate it. Like Independence Day for United States, 4th of July. Like anybody could celebrate it, especially if you're in the States. You could celebrate it. But with black people, we don't feel, especially if you're an aware, socially aware black person, you're not going to feel a certain allegiance to the 4th of July. But I'm curious, what are your thoughts, Diamond?
So I feel like I think anybody should be able to should celebrate it. I think they should, but I also feel like know who needs to be centered. Know why this is important. Know why you're celebrating it, but are you just taking a day off? But how are you celebrating it? What are you doing also? Because if you're moving around like a white supremacist and then just, oh, happy Juneteenth, I got a day off, that feels strange. But if you are a person, when we talk about, you just brought up Independence Day or 4th of July, blah, blah, blah. How are you celebrating that moment? Are you celebrating that moment? I feel like with Juneteenth, you got to center who it was about, and if you're not doing that, then that becomes problematic to me. You need to know if, like that guy that I just mentioned, he was like, "This for Black Americans. This ain't for no Africans." I'm like, I think they can celebrate it, but are you acknowledging that one of the reasons why you've been, if you're a African that migrated over here, one of the reasons why you have the ability to come over here and thrive is on the backs of Black American people. Like, are you acknowledging
And
that?
our civil rights
And
and
our
our
civil
civil
rights
rights fight.
fights. Yeah, we've won it. And so if you're the type of person that doesn't acknowledge that, but then Juneteenth, then I'm like, I'm side eyeing you. You don't know, you're not appreciating what needs to be centered. So I feel like if you're centering what needs to be centered, I think it's okay. I think everybody should celebrate us. Any moment, I feel like any moment that you can look at the people who have laid the foundation for what this country has become in the positive nature. I feel like if you're centering what needs to be centered, it's okay. I don't have any
Yeah.
problem or think about it. I'm when I'm celebrating, I'm thinking about my people. I'm not thinking about anybody who is outside of it. I'm not. I'm just not. I'm thinking of like, yo, I want to be with my motherfuckers who appreciate us. So that's all I'm thinking.
Yeah. I try when I think of when I as you was talking, and first of all I wanted to say that my boyfriend did not take the day off Juneteenth, honey. I put his ass out to work on Juneteenth, honey, because I feel like that is the best way for white people and white passing people to celebrate Juneteenth is to work, motherfucker. And particularly work to feed a nigga, motherfucker.
Period.
But no, seriously. I think I try to take myself out of it so that I'm less biased or less sensitive. And I think about the fact that Americans celebrate Cinco de Mayo who ain't fucking Mexican. You know what I mean? You got people who celebrate St. Patrick's Day who ain't Irish. But yeah, I was just curious about that. But my black moments, some of them are crazy and cringy to look back on now, knowing what we know now. Because a lot of my proud to be black moments are tied to music.
Mm.
one of my proud to be black moments was Star Jam. Space Jam. I'm sorry, I didn't call it the original Space Jam with Michael Jordan and
Mm.
R. Kelly's I Believe I Can Fly. That's what makes that moment cringy. Both them niggas, R. Kelly and Michael Jackson, of course, R. Kelly being more cringy than Michael Jackson, Jordan, Michael Jordan and R. Kelly. Michael Jordan starring in the film and R. Kelly doing the music. But I think both them niggas are cringy. Mike and Robert being more cringy. But yeah, that's a moment for me. When Space Jam came out. Um, I remember one particular Easter Sunday where I had on this, and it's still my favorite color now, my favorite shade of pink, the pink that is in my t-shirts and my merch and all that. I had a whole suit. I had a whole three-piece suit that was that color, fuchsia pink, and baby, I thought I was shitting. I was feeling my gender euphoria because I was cunt even back then. I recognized my cunt even back then, honey,
Period.
and they had let me get that pink suit because they knew I was cunt even back then, honey. They knew what time it was, and I picked my own motherfucking suit and I shit it, and it gave me pride in my blackness, because when I went to church, like they just pranced me around like a little doll. You know what I mean? Like I had my doll moment, and they pranced me around, and everybody was like, "Oh shit!" You know what I mean? You know how the older folks used to be or whatever, and how I don't know about y'all, but here back when I was growing up, that was like the end of the era of people going off on Easter Sunday and like dressing down, going to church just to dress down. You might show up late just to dress down. You might just stand outside the church and wait for everybody to come out to congregate. You might be in the parking lot dressed down. And so, yeah, that was a proud to be black moment for me. Oh my God, so many. A lot of the first, definitely Obama. Again, it was a lot of music. Montel Jordan, for whatever. This is how we do it, plays in my head when I think about black euphoric moments.
That's a
Um,
good song. That's a good song for the soundtrack. This
yeah,
is
yeah,
how
yeah.
we do it. Yeah, I can see that.
Mhm, mhm.
This is how we do it.
Yeah, my first time going to a house party on my block. Um, my cousin, one of my cousins having so much pull and charisma with the school staff that I was one of the few middle schoolers that was invited to high school dances and shit. Yeah, I've had a few proud to be black moments. Nowadays, my proud to be black moments are less intrinsic. It's less about how music makes me feel. It's less about how particular moments make me feel, and it's more about shitting. It's more about like shitting on non-black people. Like, this is why we're great, motherfucker. Like have y'all not seen it? Like, using Obama and Michelle for example, the new presidential center that opens up on Juneteenth, and we seeing Sasha and Malia, and they're these beautiful women with these, clean records and clean public personas, and just based on rumor and allegation, like the whole family is just known to be good people. And so yeah, so that brings me pride in being black, just because they're the biggest representation of Black Americans, I think, in the world. And they are such a great representation, I think, personally, regardless of how you feel about particular Obama policies or blah, blah, blah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. What about you? What's some moments? Oh, cookout moments too, girl. Cookout moments. Like, damn near every cookout I've been to, honey, well, shit, everyone that I went to in the 90s and the 2000s at least, honey, it was proud to be black moments. Like, thinking about the cookout now, like, a part of me is like, it's not even a part of me. The entirety of me is like, I understand why white people want to be at the cookouts. Absolutely. I understand why you want to be there. I understand why everybody wants to be there. I understand why y'all get mad when y'all not invited. But I also understand why they're not invited. And that is the best way that I can describe my overall pride in my blackness, because it's something that I can't put into words, but it's something that is felt and understood by most other Black people. And it's a greatness. It's a light that shines in our melanin. And I think other races see it. I think that other non-white people, other POCs are grateful for the amount of it they have. Um, and I think a lot of them have a hard time processing the fact that so much of it can exist in one person and represent so much greatness. If that makes sense. I don't know if that was word salad or not.
No.
But yeah, what about you, Diamond? What's some moments for you?
I have a couple of musical ones, which is ironic that you brought up Mike because that is literally what was on my list too. Michael's 80s, early 90s music moments made me feel proud as fuck to be Black. And that may be um a millennial thing just because I literally was born in the early 80s and came up during that time as a kid. And so I was living and watching the pandemonium that was the star of Michael Jackson. And so Thriller, I remember where I was when Thriller came out, when it was the blowing up, the red jacket, the everybody doing it, like the doll, the it's just so the pandemonium that was Michael Jackson.
Bitch, they had a Thriller Michael Jackson doll,
They
bitch.
did, they did. With the red
I
jacket.
missed that. I'm mad that I know that now, Diamond, because I want one.
Yeah, everybody was trying to get their hands on a version of that red jacket. All the child Black stars had a routine of Michael Jackson, like them doing it and doing the moves, and the kid stars with it. Just was a thing. He was a thing. And then I remember when Bad came out. Bad, and they were in the subway and they were dancing and they had the roller skates and the dude was doing the skating thing where he was kind of moonwalking with the skates. And I just remember me sitting in front of the TV watching it and feeling like, oh, this is so good. And it just was amazing. Love that. Then remember the time when he had Eddie Murphy. And if you don't know,
Iman, that was
Iman.
that was the era that I can remember. I can speak on that era.
But it also, you got to know the history of Michael and Eddie because Eddie talked a lot of shit about Michael in his comedy in Raw, and you get what I'm saying. And so Eddie being in his video was a key. Like these two juggernauts of the fucking 80s, him and Eddie in comedy and Michael in music, and him being, him actually living for Michael. It's just jokes. And being in that video was a moment because it was like, oh, it's Eddie isn't. It just was a moment, and
And then
so
he spun and turned into sand, and that was like some big
yes,
CGI technology shit,
at
and
the
that was a
time,
huge deal. Everybody made a huge deal about that, but Iman really stands out for me, bitch. Like that was a big deal. It was when Naomi was just starting to be solidified as
super,
that girl, but Iman was her predecessor. Iman was like the girl she was working to be, and then we were just starting to see and hear whispers of Tyra. Like Tyra ended up being in the black and white video,
yeah.
so it was a big deal because at the time, essentially, Iman was considered like the most beautiful black woman in the
Yeah,
world.
it was her and Beverly Johnson that were like
Mhm.
they came out in the 70s, so we already knew them and da 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 da. And this is one of the very first videos that a young Fatima Robinson had choreographed. She was fucking 2021 and Mike hired her to do it. So the dances, everybody was doing. Remember the time,
Fatima,
man?
is she the same one who choreographed for Aaliyah and them?
Yes.
For Backstreet Boys and all them?
Yes,
Are you
Fatima.
fucking serious? That was her first video she
That was her
choreographed?
first video. like celebrity type motherfucker, Michael
And
fucking Jackson.
she's a legendary choreographer, period, across not just black,
Now,
but
yeah,
she's a legendary choreographer in
yeah,
this
this is
day and
one of her
age.
earliest jobs. So that dance everybody was fucking enamored
The
with.
hieroglyphic shit.
Yeah, that was a young Fatima Robinson. And so yeah, it just was an amazing moment. Michael gave me many, many musical black ass moments that just made me feel proud to be fucking black. It just was like, oh my God, this is our shit. This is our star. Of course, we know this is a global superstar that everybody love, but it's still, it's still ours. So it just was a moment. So those are my early moments when I was a young. Also, kind of during this time, 90s television, 80s, 90s television. There was some
Bitch,
moments.
I'm still stuck. Diamond, I'm still stuck. I think we was talking about this recently. The only fucking sitcom today that's competing is Abbott Elementary.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I like television, but black shit, yeah. It's like so one of the moments this is a time when of course people love Different World. I like Different World, but my shit was Living Single and Martin. Like Living Single and Martin was my motherfucking shit. And so these particular I don't know if you remember, but there was an episode of Living Single where we had to call in and vote for who was gonna date Morris Chestnut. Which
Morris
one of the
Chestnut. Bitch, you
Yes.
think I don't remember with Morris
Oh,
Chestnut, fine black ass bitch that was in his prime. Bitch, that
yes.
nigga, honey, distracted from all the women on screen, bitch. I'm telling you, all he had to do was walk in and bounce that damn ball, bitch.
So
Yeah,
all of us voting for if we wanted it to be Max, if we wanted it to be Regine, if we wanted it to be Queen Latifah, and all of this, that moment was so special because it felt like I don't want to say it felt like a secret because we know that this is one of the most successful sitcoms of that time across multiple demographics. But
demographic.
this felt authentically us, and so I didn't think about other people. I'm just watching it like, oh my God, I love this. It was just so amazing, and I just remember how I felt. But also Martin, and Living Single, while I can't, there is particular moments on Living Single, but it's similar to Martin where having our black old school celebrity people come on the show as a cameo anytime because they wasn't doing it for you, white people wasn't putting them on shit. You feel what I'm saying? So when we see the Bucks and amazing Pam Grier come to the players ball in that white cat suit, still looking fine and amazing, her when we have just all of these greats that may not be great to the mainstream white society, but they are black people great, and Martin knows it as a producer, as da 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 da, and bringing them on as special guest special cameos. They would do that on Living Single 2. I mean, Living Single 2, yes, Living Single 2, but Living Color 2. It just that shit used to be so good to me, past the peas. Like they had Millie Jackson on there. Like it was like people that the mainstream people would forget. And those moments made me
Honey,
feel black as hell.
Snoop before white people knew who he was, Biggie before he was considered one of the greatest rappers ever. For me, even talking about it now, it was a collective consciousness. Like it's like niggas, black people in entertainment understood, period. Like these are places that if they ask me to go, I'm going. I'm going to be there, even if I got to be high with my shades on the whole time we filming Biggie. You know what I mean? But yeah, it was like a collective consciousness that unfortunately I don't think we get to see today because I think that black people in entertainment today are more competitive or seemingly more competitive, or we tend to be aware of we tend to be more aware as the public of every little spit or spat they have at each other. So I think that makes them less likely to work together and things like that. But yeah,
And
definitely.
in that same vein, another one when we talk about classic television, another one that really was groundbreaking in doing this type of shit, that motherfucking Arsenio fucking Hall. There is so many moments that Hall curated on his show that was black as fuck. There was some hip hop moments when hip hop wasn't mainstream, and he was like, "Y'all don't understand. Like this is a up and coming thing, and we about to have all these hip hop artists come on." Luther Vandross moments. Whitney Houston. He had a remote interview with Whitney Houston, and we know Whitney is, you know, a Newark bitch. You feel what I'm saying? She's like a New Jersey girl. And so because of that, it felt special. It was kind of her coming off her perch that jive, and they have put her on that princess, which we think she's that too, but her coming for us, it was like, I'm coming down off this quote unquote perch and letting you know I'm one of you. This is our people, and she fuck with Arsenio. It just felt like a special moment. And so Arsenio had some dope ass black ass times on there. He had Little Richard on there before his resurgent. He had Phyllis Hyman. He just has so much classic interviews and funny moments and musical moments. It just was fire. Arsenio Hall was definitely one of those classic TV moments that made me feel like super proud to be black. And I'm gonna say two more. This category, I'm gonna say a few in this category, but this category is particularly black ass events. Like when I think about Houston Splash, when I think about, I don't know if you ever heard of, have you heard of Splash?
Yeah,
Oh,
so
okay.
who hasn't?
I don't know. Houston Splash, Bike Week in the North Carolinas. Like I think it was in Myrtle Beach. When I
Myrtle
think
Beach Black Bike Week.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Black Bike Week. I went there when I went to that when I was in fucking high school, sneaking, driving off. My friend was 18 in high school and had her license, and honey, we drove right on down, hiding the ass teenagers, inappropriate but having a good time. Um, and trans, girl. So all of the HBCU classics, Bayou City Classic, Circle City Classic, Orange Bowl Classic, or whatever they all have their special little names. Those classics was amazing. I love those because it made me feel black. It was black centered. Loved it. Last but not least, I don't know if this isn't an event, but it's something about this that felt always. I saw it growing up, and I always felt it was like a particular magical black queer moment that made me feel proud to be black and queer. I don't know if they do this, may be a southern thing, and I don't know if there might be voguing might be an equivalent on the East Coast, but in the South there's a particular time in the club, in a black queer club, where it
Jason.
it will be the gays J setting, and everybody is around them, and it's a group of four and a group of four here, and they is J battling in J setting, and it feels very southern, very black, and it's magical because the whole club is watching it happening, especially if it's a good battle, like they all of them is good at doing it. It's something that stops the room. Like even the motherfuckers who like, oh, I ain't gay, I ain't that gay. Even these motherfuckers who, you know, act like they too cool for gay shit or too cool for school kind of motherfuckers, they will stop and see the magic of it, and you just will be sitting there, and they are J setting. Especially if you catch that rare moment where it's like four groups against each other. That's rare, but it's usually two. But if you
Ah!
catch that four group, ooh, that's when it's really get real juicy. But that two, it's a magical moment. It's usually after the shows. Now everybody dancing. They play now the floor is open for people to dance and do their thing, and it'll just start. And it's just like a magical ass moment of pride for me. Black ass queer pride. So that makes me feel black and queer as fuck.
Yeah, being from the East Coast, I definitely want to give y'all flowers. Jay Sutton is definitely a Southern thing. I had never seen that shit. Honey, I had never heard of it. The closest we would get is marching band, majorette, drill team type shit, but it was never no breakout in no club, doing no what they call them flash dance type shit. It was I the first time I seen
Eight
that.
count.
The first time I seen it was in Atlanta, and yeah, and that was before I ever seen anybody doing what's the thing that they do now that's like a playoff adjacent and where people have choreography memorized and they do this shit in public. Anyway, I think that all that shit is a playoff of J Satin. And yeah, I think the East Coast, the North, or maybe the North, we had Vogan, and y'all definitely had the J Satin. I know it's become more universal now, and it's going to be generations that come that's going to argue where Jay Sutton came from. But I'm going on record saying the first time that I ever even seen or heard of it in my full blown queerness was down south.
Uh, it's called Jay Setting because it is from Jackson State, baby. My school. It's called Jay Setting because of that. We know where it came from.
Honey, baby, I know where it came from. I couldn't think of the name, but what is it like the classics or whatever? All that shit, all that's down south shit. Y'all got into that way more heavy than we did here. But again, it's becoming more universal now. I do be seeing the kids up here Jay Satin now.
Yeah,
But
love that. So yeah, let us know what in y'all life, what time, what events, what moments make you feel black as fuck. Like what make you feel that kind of black joy, let you know that this is our culture, these are our traditions, these are things that joy that we have passed down for generation and generation. What are some of those moments? What are some classic event of your life that made you feel like, God damn, I love being black, motherfucker. This is fire. What are those moments? Hashtag Marsha's Plate.
okay, hashtag MARSHASPLACE, honey. We were speaking about Father's Day earlier in the live, wasn't we, honey? Well, baby, honey, let's speak about fathers and mother and parenthood as a whole, honey. I don't know if you saw, but one of the first things that I saw on the internet when I opened up my phone, honey, was the football player Geno Smith, quarterback. I saw a post that his baby mom had posted to her story, and it was essentially her ranting and raving, screaming that he had hit her physically and that he was ignoring their child, their special needs child, who he never helps out with, on Father's Day. All he wanted to do was watch porn and play the video game. And she was ranting and raving and hooting and hollering, and ended up calling the police based on the footage. It looked as if Gino ended up speaking with the police. I don't know what happened after that. But watching that video reminds me of last week how this YouTuber, a white couple, the man of the couple, the father, they were documenting and vlogging their baby journey, birthing journey, carrying journey, all of those things. And they found out early, or they found out but before the baby was delivered, um, that it that the baby was going to have Down syndrome, and they still chose to share the vlog with their audience. And they were crying. The whole reveal of them reading the paperwork and everything was filmed. um and they were both crying. They were talking about counseling, having to get counseling to process this, and they ended up terminating the pregnancy. This made the story even more viral outside of the YouTube sphere, because it started a whole conversation, especially for religious people, people who don't believe in terminating pregnancies regardless. And we still have this fight for whatever reason in this country about healthcare rights. Anyway, my main question I want to ask you, because there's so many questions to be asked in those scenarios, but the main question I want to ask you is, do you think that you would terminate a birth? Do you think that you would terminate the birth of your child, of your potential child, if you knew that they were going to be special needs or disabled? And also, do you blame or judge other people who would terminate a pregnancy if they find out that their child is special needs or disabled?
No, I don't judge them at all. I think abortion and reproductive justice and having agency of your body, no matter the reason, is a natural right of every person. Like what you want to do with your body. And because of this, I'm also somebody who agrees with, if somebody has a terminal illness, if they want assistance in dying, I feel like they should be able to have access to that. I think your body and the agency over your body is a fundamental core politic that I have for myself. I think it's informed, of course, by my transness. I don't want anybody controlling what I do with my body. I don't think the government should have that. I don't think your parents. I just don't think, that's a core value of mine. So I will never judge somebody making a decision about abortion, ever. If you know what's right for your life, you know what you need, even if it is, I just don't want a baby right now. It don't have to be any kind of Down syndrome. It don't have to be anything. I don't want a baby. I don't want it. And so I think that that's a core principle of mine. Me personally, if I had a uterus and I could have kids and blah 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 blah, based on my lived experience, it is two things that will determine on whether or not I would do it. Um, I want to say no, in a sense of, if I was in the situation, I want to say no because I grew up with my cousin Kurt, and Kurt had Down syndrome, and they said Kurt wouldn't live past 5 years old. Kurt lived till he was 36. And he had the same birthday as my mother. They both was born on December the 4th. Growing up with Kurt made me fall in love. It is a deep, heartfelt love for special needs people. Growing up with him being such a uh, special and foundational person in my life that taught me how to engage with special needs people with dignity and humanity. It is such a core value that I grew up with, on how to treat people, on how to care for people, and even I remember growing up and going through emotion where I'm also, remember, he's the same age as my mother. And so when I'm growing up with him, I would sometimes be in a situation where I'm trying to baby him because I know he's special needs, but he's older than me. And his mother would have to remind me that that's a grown ass man. Let him be free. You ain't got to baby him. You don't have to let him be. Let him be. Sometimes you just got to let them be, because that's how you give people autonomy and agency and their humanity and dignity back. And so, yeah, now when they need help, yes, that's when you step in and help them. But I had to, and so this experience when I was younger gives me a particular love and care and value of somebody particularly with Down syndrome, because that's what he had. And so I don't think Only thing would make me say, yeah, I'm gonna get an abortion in that scenario is if it's financial. If I'm in a situation where I really can't afford a baby right now, it would be solely on that. But I don't think that if I have the money and the means and the need to and the means to care, I don't think just having Down syndrome would be enough for me to say, no, I don't want to have this baby. And I know it is solely because of my cousin Kurt, because he just is a full, loving human being to me that I grew up with. And I just can't, it doesn't make me devalue him. It wouldn't make me devalue my baby enough to want to, for that to be the only reason for me to kill my baby.
I dig it. I dig it. I completely get it. I completely understand. Um, honestly, and people are gonna hate this response. Some of y'all are gonna hate this response. But I honestly don't know. And a huge factor, the main reason I don't know is because a huge factor for me has always been when it comes to having children, a huge factor for me has been the partner. Who is the partner?
That's
Of course,
important.
yeah, with of course, with me not having a uterus, and of course, with me being somebody who could produce children based on my sex life and sexuality and sexual relationships, I have thought about it, and for me, for one, the person carrying is your is the ultimate choice is yours, and me agreeing to have unprotected sex with somebody who could potentially carry, that is the risk that I'm taking. I can't blame somebody if they decide to terminate a pregnancy, unless, of course, it was agreed upon that by both of us and this was planned and all of the things. Um, with that said, when I have had partners, I have a ex. One of my exes was not open to carrying at all. Absolutely, he was, and of course he's trans, so he was like, "Hell no, bitch, I'm not carrying no fucking child. You crazy? I'm trying to get rid of all of this shit that could make me prone to carrying this damn child, and I'm just letting you know that, bitch, I would terminate the pregnancy." So we, so So we had an agreement that if he were ever to become pregnant, then that's just something we wouldn't even talk about. He wouldn't even have to share that with me. Go ahead and discuss that in therapy. That'd be something you work out in therapy. You know, that's your autonomy. With your body autonomy comes your psychological autonomy as well. That was what we agreed on. And I had two other partners who were open to carrying. Um, but yeah, I don't know. It would definitely depends on partner for me. I don't blame other people either way. Same thing you said when it comes to making decisions about your body. I understand why there's people who are sensitive about abortions and terminated pregnancies. I'm just not one of
Why?
those.
Why do you think they're sensitive?
I understand it from the aspects of the potential life, the possibility. I understand also people being indoctrinated to believe that a fetus is already a child, is already a living thing. I think if you're convinced in your head that from conception that is a living being, then in my opinion, based on facts and based on what I know about biology, I think it can be some religious delusion. But I can understand religious delusion. I can understand delusion and psychosis overall. And it's maybe because I'm crazy as hell and got a whole family full of crazy people, and I have grown up and been around people who do have issues with delusion, and people who are very close to me, honestly. And that's just something that I don't share publicly because they don't want to share. Yeah, yeah.
I think I don't I don't want to say I understand it. That's just not the right language I would want to use. I don't buy it. I feel like it's self-righteous motherfuckers. I feel like you don't have to get an abortion. If you don't want an abortion and you have some kind of religious conviction, spiritual conviction, then don't get an abortion. I have a problem with motherfuckers trying to put that shit on other people. If you and your body and your situation wants to hold on to whatever religious standing that it is about your body, yes, have that conviction. Have all the rules about your body, but it don't have nothing to do with somebody else's choices in their body. I have a problem with that. And I think it's some self-righteous bullshit. But I also feel like I don't buy y'all fucking shit either. Because when it comes to taking care of them babies before they was born, before they born, since you think that's a baby inside that mother, why don't y'all start paying child support at conception? Why don't y'all start making these niggas, making laws revolve around these niggas taking care of that baby while it's in, pay for that food that she eating, pay for all the care that needs, whatever the care it needs. Y'all don't be trying to do shit before it's born. Whatever the care, why don't y'all try to put something on the care before it's born? Y'all don't start trying to shell out no coins or make no rules until it's after it come out. And so
Now, now let me make it very clear. I do not agree with government being involved in choices for our body and our body autonomy. I'll never agree with that. But I do understand how there are people who do have those convictions about pregnancy and conception.
And I also want to add, I just want y'all to be clear across the board. And I want y'all love talk about science and biology. There are literally reasons why you need to have when we talk about atopic pregnancies, when we talk about all different medical situations that can happen that abortion can fix and be the solution to, they don't, I feel like they on some bullshit. Anyway, but I also feel, because there's some fun facts, there's some shit that we know. I also feel what people say and what they fucking do don't always motherfucking match. Cause there's a lot of motherfucking judgmental ass motherfuckers out here that done had a secret abortion. I know a few of them that they talk a pro-life or anti-abortion game, and this bitch done had two. This bitch done had some in the past. This bitch, all that kind of fucking shit. Fuck out of here. Or a nigga,
Or this bitch then took her daughter secretly to have one.
right? Or took her daughter. Or this nigga, he anti-abortion and he done paid for a few for his mistress. Get the fuck out of here. But also, I feel like what people say they will do and what the data says, what will happen if they had access to it is actually totally different. And we have a perfect example. In Iceland, roughly about 80 to 85% of pregnant women undergo prenatal screening. And among those who receive a positive prenatal diagnosis for Down syndrome, the abortion rate is close to 100%. This results in this country who gives it freely. Like you can have abortion whenever you want. And the result of this is that it is only 1 to 3 babies in the whole country born in a year who has Down syndrome. So when you give full access to people, even though they say they won't, baby, that's what's going to happen. We had this conversation before about, if we knew that you could be born gay, we knew that you could be born trans, and we could narrow it down to the gene, and there was some kind of screening, these motherfuckers would be aborting trans babies. These motherfuckers would be aborting gay babies. But
Quick,
also,
quick, bitch, fast.
faster than the Harry. But also, when we think about CRISPR and that them genetic choices with baby, do you want your babies to have blue eyes? Do you want your baby da 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 da? Black motherfuckers ain't off the hook. You think that these motherfuckers wouldn't be creating curly hair, light skinned babies if they had a choice on
with blue and green eyes
blue,
and
all
hazel
that
eyes
kind of
and
shit? If you give motherfuckers free range to do what they want to do, those biases are going to pop up. They're going to pop up. And so if they could see what their baby was gonna look like, they could see the traits that honey, as soon as that trait say it has some 4C hair, ooh, what we gonna do? I feel like it's a lot of choices that motherfuckers will be making secretly, especially if with HIPAA and you can keep shit private. I feel like it's a lot of choices motherfuckers say they
That's
wouldn't
why.
make that they would make. So
That's
that's my
why I think a lot. That's why I think a lot of these motherfuckers be wanting to keep pregnancy secret, not just because they worried about losing the baby. I think it's because they be waiting for some of them screenings to come back, honey, to decide whether they want to keep the baby,
uh,
honey. That's what I think.
I remember I told you before we started, I was telling you I had something to add about my Uber driver. So recently, when I was we talked about me going to the little thing with my friend about the little art exhibit. And my Uber driver, she cool ass chick, she was funny. I'm the type of person that if you are silent, I'm gonna be silent. But if you're talkative, I'm gonna be talkative. It just depends on, the vibe. And so she was one of the chatty Cathy ladies. So she's chatting Cathy and we talking about babies and because it's Father's Day and we're talking about relationship with fathers and her husband. And she wanted the women that gave her children to her baby daddy. She's married with a whole nother man, living, getting her life, and she gave her kids to the baby daddy. So he take care of them. But she's still in their life. She didn't abandon them, but who they live with, they daddy. That's her.
Oh, I was about to say Sherry Shepherd, but Sherry Shepherd completely abandoned.
Yeah, no, no, no. She didn't abandon her kids. She's still in a life, but he takes the sole responsibility. So she was talking about she was telling me about a friend of hers who, because it was Father's Day, she was like she had to get on his case, and she let me see some of their messages, and she had to get on his case because he takes good care of his two kids with his not it's not his wife, but his relationship that he's in. He takes the two kids in that relationship he takes care of, but it's a baby that he had outside of the relationship that he does not take care of. So he's a good father to these two, but there's another one that he doesn't take care of. And the reason why he doesn't take care of it is because the woman he had the baby by was unattractive. He was like, they had a one night stand and he's kind of ashamed about having a baby by her, but they did get a DNA test and it is his baby, but he can't bring himself to be to step up and take care of the baby. And so he literally has a daughter that he literally does not take care of at all or engage with. And he's living with another woman who he does have children by, and he's taking care of the other two. So he's like literally a good daddy to them and a shitty daddy to the one. All because he says that he was embarrassed by having a baby by her because she was quote unquote unattractive. But you sure stuck that dick in there. She
Baby.
wasn't too unattractive. That dick got hard and ready.
Or maybe you just like ugly bitches. Clearly the dick get hard and spit for ugly bitches. But baby, if niggas ain't gonna do nothing, they gonna embarrass the entire black community, baby. I swear to God. Baby, honey, we discussing white people getting rid of a child because of Down syndrome. And this nigga's throwing the baby away because of how the baby mama photographed. That is crazy.
Crazy.
Like, honey, mm.
Do you think that this is one of those moments where me and you are on the internet, we share our life, we share what's going on? Do you think this is one of those moments where it's like maybe isn't the moment that you might want it to share on the internet because it is going to be up for scrutiny for everybody who is not in the situation? How do you feel about moments like those personal, private, very emotionally sensitive moments being shared on the internet? I don't know if I don't know if I would want to share that, but I'm also somebody who people say, "Oh, you tell all your business on the internet." So it's like I don't. How do you feel about that?
Um, yeah, no, I thought about that. My immediately when I saw them going on TMZ and essentially crying about all the hate that they were getting for deciding to terminate the pregnancy, my immediate thought was, you should have been prepared for that. Like you've been a YouTuber for 10 years or more. You don't know how this game works. Like when it's a controversial subject, you're going to get extreme responses. That's why unpopular opinions is a whole genre for us content creators. Um, Me personally, I think that y'all already fucking know. If you really aware of my voice, I would not have told you motherfuckers. None of that. Baby, y'all wouldn't even have known that it was a baby comment. Honey, y'all would have started seeing a child in my content and hearing a baby crying and on my titty and all that. And y'all be wondering who the fuck baby breeding stole that looks like her. Baby, y'all know I give glimpses, I give peeks, I give little whispers about my loved ones. And I don't know how closer you could get to a motherfucker than helping to create them. So yeah, I personally would never have shared that. Um I also don't I don't mind that they did. I don't blame them for doing it. If you're going to be a content creator, especially a vlogger, I think that you have to make a conscious decision that and make conscious decisions and boundaries about what you're willing to share and what you're not out of your personal life. From a psychology standpoint, I definitely recommend that people maintain their autonomy by not sharing absolutely everything in their world and all of their intimate thoughts. But on the same hand, if somebody is comfortable doing it, then by all means, bitch, tell them all your motherfucking business. Tell them, girl, wake up, girl, wake up on OnlyFans with your drawers in the camera, girl. I don't give a fuck what you do, but
For me, it wasn't about for anytime I don't share something. It usually isn't about me being ashamed of it. It's more about if I'm going through it, I'm in a sensitive state. I don't want to, like, if I'm going through a breakup, I don't want to talk about it with people that I don't fucking know. I want to vent with my friends and go back and forth. I don't want to hear your opinion. I don't, especially if you ain't got nothing to do with the scenario. You don't know me, my history in regards to love and him. I don't want to hear your opinion about it. So I don't, and because I am breaking up or we're going through the moment in the going through it right now, I'm too sensitive about it and I don't want to talk about it. And so I've been in that situation where I was ready to talk about it after a year or 6 months, whenever I got less sensitive about it, and then we can talk about it. But in the moment, I don't want to talk about this to the public. Also, I felt that way about surgery. Like I got my FFS in 2013, 14, somewhere around there, somewhere 13, 14. And I was already on the internet, but I didn't share it. I didn't share it that I had it. I didn't share the process, the healing process. And it was really popular for people to do that in the situation. And I was like, I want to just be stress free and heal. I'll tell people that I had it. It's not like I'm going to be like, oh, never had
lying
surgery
about
in my
it, like
life. No, that's stupid. But I did want to. I did. I wanted to just heal and not have to worry about recording content and talking about it and asking all the questions and answering all the questions people had and da da da. I just wanted to heal, and so that's what I did. And I didn't really share it. And I didn't record it or share anything about it. And so those are the moments where I felt like me as a content creator, it's really about me not wanting stress. It's not me not being or me being ashamed of it or me not wanting to share it because I shared like pictures and shit with people that's in my circle, but I didn't want to kind of share. I didn't want the stress of the moment to be in the middle of me healing. And so that's one thing. I'm trying to think of other stuff that I was like, "Ooh, I don't share that." Sometimes I like to rest and process it before I actually share my opinion because I might say something that I regret. So if I'm going through something, I want to process it. I want to think about it and deal with what's going on and then come and share because I've deeply thought about it. I've deeply experienced it. And so now I can have a mature, open, thoughtful conversation about whatever happened. Whereas if I have it in the moment, I might say some wrong stuff that I didn't mean to say and yeah, I don't want to feel like that. So sometimes I like to marinate on situations before I share with them publicly.
Agreed. I definitely do that. And yeah. I don't recommend trying to be if you're somebody who breaks news, break news. If you're a commentator, be a commentator. And I think that all commentators should take a moment to really think about what they say. I think if more of us content creators did stop and think, myself included, then we wouldn't have so many moments that distract from our ultimate messages. All right, real quick, but before we get off this topic, do you blame him for wanting to watch porn and play video games all day or Father's Day?
Ooh.
Geno Smith, do you blame him?
Oh. Well, it depends. So this is the thing about it. So Geno Smith, ain't he like a football player and that kind of? From that video, he looked like he in a nice neighborhood in a nice house, and so for
Oh,
me,
he got a coin. He's not just a football player, but he is the quarterback, and he has won several MVP trophies, and because he's been in the league for several years, if I'm not mistaken, close to a decade, if not at least a decade.
yeah. So for me, I only trip about a nigga playing video games and being that kind of stuff for two reasons. If he ain't got no fucking job, if he got a job and he's providing, he can do whatever the fuck he want to do when he's spending his off time. If he taking care of the bills, he taking care of the house, he should be able to. If it was my man, he should be able to spend his free time how he wants to spend his time. So that's one incident where I would kind of look over it, but I also have my needs as a woman who wants attention from my man. So if it's some consistent thing where you're not giving me attention and you just all the time spending it on the video game, then that would become a problem. I would be like, oh, this, even if you are paying the bills, it would be like this is becoming neglectful of our quality time. So, but in general, I be wanting to be left the fuck alone. So if he paying the bills and taking care of it, man, child, hit me up when you get horny, baby. I'm out shopping and spending your money. I
Bitch,
want
honey,
to make
because
sure
you
I'm taking
already,
care of your needs in regards to that. But, honey,
baby, because you already know what it give. After a while, bitch, they start getting on your nerves, and
yeah,
the only time you want them around is if you fucking are spending money. Either I'm riding your dick or I'm riding your wallet, nigga. Like, other than that, you can get up out my motherfucking face. Especially after about 5, 6, 7 years, and she said that she been riding with him his whole life.
yeah.
My God, today, honey, I agree with you 100%. But let us know what y'all think, honey. Do y'all support aborting the mission, honey? If the baby going to have too many chromosomes in certain parents, do you blame? Do you look down upon us who say that your body, your choice? And if you do look down on people who agree to body autonomy, let us know why. Honey, let us know. Make sure you hashtag Marsha's Plate, hashtag MARSHASPLATE, and let us know if that man was fucked up for watching porn and playing a video game.
Gimme euphoria, more than peace of mind. It's the joy and space to change the tide. Gimme euphoria, more than peace of mind. It's the joy and space to change the tide. Gimme you the feeling and the high you never come down from. Whoa. All right. So, what is bringing you euphoria this week?
Oh my. What is bringing me euphoria this week? I guess I'm taking y'all on this journey with me. I haven't shared it with my personal audience. So yeah, I could take y'all on this journey with me. I am starting the brainstorming process of this one woman show, and it's fun. It's fun for so many ways. It's fun in so many ways for me. One, because it's a creative thing. Two, because it's me. And I guess that's just like my narcissistic side. Uh, that I finally, but in all honesty, it feels like a moment for me to show my talents, to show my performing arts talents. And initially, when I told y'all about it, I didn't know where I was going to go. I didn't know what route this was going to take. I had never even seen a one person show that I can recall on the back of my hand. Um, but the brainstorming process right now, we're in the stage of me recognizing my talents and figuring out exactly which ones I want to showcase. And then from there, um, we will be working on putting it together and exactly how I will showcase those talents. But it's very fun for me. The hardest thing for me in this process is being one woman. My favorite thing to do is to collaborate, and this is why I love being here on Marsha's plate so much, is because it's not all on me. I definitely love being in a group. You know, if I was a musician, honey, and if I did take recording seriously, I'm likely somebody who would have ended up in a group.
Same.
Um, because I love collaboration. So the hardest thing for me right now is honestly not wanting to bring or not having the ability to bring other people in. So all of my ideas that involve someone outside of me, I'm having to scrap them or reshape them in a way that I can do it. So it's just fun, and just overall the process is bringing me euphoria because I live for this, and I never thought this would happen so much so that I never even dreamt for it. Like I didn't even know that this was something that people would even want from me. But yeah, I'm confident that I can pull it off. So what's bringing you euphoria?
Make sure you check out Whoopi Goldberg's One Woman Show that got her famous, that brought her into the industry. Make sure you could go watch clips of that.
It got
Um,
her role in Color Purple.
yeah, so make sure you watch that. I totally feel you on the group thing because I'm a girl musically I like harmonizing more than I like soloing. And so I love arranging music and just the togetherness of the voices and blending and that make I love girl groups and that because of that. So I'm definitely somebody who I would much rather be a group in a group than a solo artist if I was like a musical artist. But that brings me to my personal euphoria this week. Is two. The first one is this is I don't want to say what sparked from a sad moment today, but led me to joy down memory lane. So we just lost a juggernaut of musical culture, Clive Davis today,
Mhm.
and that made me go down a rabbit hole of who he brought to us, who he music. You know, of course, we know Whitney Houston, but there's so many people that Clive brought to us and put in a position to be able to, hey, power that be curates a sound. And so I have been going down just a rabbit. He has a documentary that I watched earlier today um, that really shares his journey and him picking artists and curating artists. And while it's sad that he passed away, you know, I don't have no emotional attachment to a white executive man. But I do, many of the artists that he introduced us to and curated, I really, really love them and they have created moments for me. So I have been going down a musical rabbit hole of the artists that he kind of brought to us to the mainstream. And so that has been bringing me euphoria, particularly today because he passed today. Um, but also that this week I have been recording a remake of George Benson's Gimme the Night. And I wanted to rearrange it and do it in my own Diamond Stylz way. And it came out so freaking good. Some of the, of course, Quincy Jones produced that album from George Benson, but some of the people that were involved in it in that era of time had other songs that were kind of overlap because Quincy was such a juggernaut in regards to his impact and the people around him. And so Patty Austin was singing background on that song. And, there's the producers from Chic that that kind of work with, they were kind of influenced by Quincy Jones. And so some of their songs sounded like that, so I kind of mixed some of those songs into my recording. And so doing that and really having fun with it I literally have been doing it all week. And yeah, it's been a dope ass time re-recording Gimme the Night by George Benson. And so that's been bringing me euphoria. And make sure y'all go to my SoundCloud and listen to it. It's free.
Ow, honey.
But yes, let us know what is bringing y'all euphoria this week. Let us know what has just been bringing you so much joy, even if it's a small thing, because we have to find our small joys in this ugly time and era of the world. So make sure that you are finding or even creating your own joy and your own joyous moments. And let us know. Hashtag Marsha's Plate, and let us know what's been bringing you euphoria this week. And we will see y'all next week.
Yes, honey. We will see y'all later.
All right, y'all.
Well, that's it. Thank you for coming and getting a taste of Marsha's Plate. You can listen to us on iTunes and SoundCloud. Make sure you leave a review because we really need those 5 stars, y'all.
And go like our Facebook page and leave some comments. We will be posting exclusive content every Thursday, so you definitely don't want to miss out.
You can also follow us on Twitter and any other social media site at Marsha's Plate. If you'd like to donate or advertise with us, hit us up at diamondstylz@gmail.com. That's diamondstylz@gmail.com.
And that's it for us, y'all. Bye.
Bye-bye.
You gonna say bye, Mia?
Oh, bye, y'all.
Every little thing's gonna be alright.